Hello and welcome to the Average EV. On today's episode, we are going to be going over 5 affordable EVs if you are interested in joining the EV revolution. Out of the 5 EVs I'm going to talk about today, only one is currently available, but the other 4 will be coming sometime in 2023. And these are definitely worth waiting for if you're interested in purchasing an EV. So the first one I'm going to talk about is near and dear to my heart, and that is the 2023 Hyundai Kona Electric. They have refreshed it, even though they just refreshed it last model year, and they haven't posted anything about it, so it's hard to tell what it's going to look like, but I do have some information that I was able to dig up. So first thing is that the price is likely to stay around where it is, $34,000-ish. However, in my opinion, I think that Hyundai, especially since they no longer get the EV tax credit, is going to have to lower the price even more. Because if I'm being honest, it's $34,000 right now. I could pay $5,000 more for the Ioniq 5 standard range, which has faster charging, and I would be able to charge faster and maybe even road trip that even better. So I think Hyundai is going to have to get a little bit more competitive in their pricing. However, I'm not sure what all their costs are and if they'll even be able to do that, but I think it's something they're definitely going to have to consider. So as of right now, we would assume that the charging for the Hyundai Kona Electric is going to stay at the 77 kilowatt charging speed, but its cousin, which I'm going to talk about later, has charging speed that's been up to 85 kilowatts. So I think it's very possible that the Hyundai Kona Electric is going to have faster charging as well, but we will see when they finally post all of that information. As of right now, the Hyundai Kona Electric has a range of 258 miles, but like its cousin, I think it's going to get a little bit of a range bump, but we'll see. So maybe it'll go up to 270, maybe it'll stay the same, but it's definitely a great range. And like I said, 258 is what I have on my Kona, and it's perfect for me and for my daily driving. I could road trip it if I wanted to, but it definitely would not be as comfortable of a drive if I had a car that could charge faster. And lastly, based on some photos I was able to see, it looks like the interior is going to be more like the Ioniq 5, which is, I think, for me, a definite win. So it's going to make the inside feel a little bit more futuristic and a little bit more updated than my current interior for my Kona. So I definitely think the Hyundai Kona, when it comes out, is going to be a great option. It's going to be an affordable option. The range is going to be good. The charging's good enough. Like I've said before in some other videos, I charge at home, and that's perfect for me. So once this comes out, I would definitely strongly consider getting the Hyundai Kona. But like I'm going to talk about for many of my suggestions, it does not get the federal tax credit anymore. So you're going to have to take that into consideration. But hopefully Hyundai prices it competitively where you would be able to purchase it even though you do not get the tax credit. So we'll see what happens. And now on to the next car. All right, the next car I'm recommending is the Kia Niro EV. This is a cousin to the Hyundai Kona Electric. We're not sure what the price is quite yet. It'll probably be close to $39,000 like it is right now. I'm thinking they're gonna have to lower the price because Kia and Hyundai no longer qualify for the tax credit, and additionally, the Bolt EUV, which is probably the closest competitor, is priced currently almost $12,000 less. So, and it gets a tax credit. So I think that they're gonna have to lower the price, but we'll see what happens. And additionally, for $2,000 more, you can get the Kia EV6 Wind with faster charging, and the Wind may not have the range, but it has the charging, and you could easily road trip with that if you wanted to, and kind of not spend too much on an EV. So we'll see what they decide to do with the pricing, but it is what it is for now. I do like the refreshed design I'm not a big fan of what they call the aero blade. Helps it be a little bit more aerodynamic. Obviously for aerodynamic reasons it's great, but for a look it's a different tone than the rest of the car. So I'm not a big fan of that. They're supposed to be able to be an option to get the same as the body color, but we'll see. The Kia Niro EV charges up to 85 kilowatts. It may only be 8 kilowatts more, but it's 8 kilowatts more. And allegedly the 10 to 80 is, 45 minutes, which is faster than before. So that's good. So hopefully the Hyundai Kona gets that charging as well, like I said earlier. It has 253 miles of range, which is great. A little less than the Hyundai Kona, but obviously not that much of a difference where if you're deciding between one or the other that, you had to go with one. So that's good. And it also has some other nice options now. It has vehicle to load, so you could use it to plug in they always show like a coffee maker, your coffee maker or whatever else you would want to do if you went camping. It has an available heat pump and battery warmer, which is a must-have for colder climates. And that's kind of it with the Kia Niro that make it kind of awesome. So this is a really great option if you're looking into EVs. Hopefully they lower the price. I'm not sure if they will. So it's definitely on the higher end of these affordable EVs, but it's definitely a car to look out for. All right, my third affordable EV I'm recommending is the 2022 Ioniq Standard Range, or the 2023 whenever it comes out. So this comes in at $39,950, and it is, of the ones I'm recommending, the last one that does not qualify for the tax credit, unfortunately, unless you were to get it, purchase it by the end of this year. It has 220 miles of range, which is good enough, especially for like a daily driver and you're going to charge it at home every night. It has fast charging, but it shouldn't have the same speeds as its larger battery sibling. I was not able to find any information about the charging speed, but just by doing a little math, it should be probably around 160 to 170 kilowatt max charging speeds, especially since it has the smaller battery pack. We'll see, but that's just kind of I'm trying to give you something to go off of. I would love to test out the Ioniq 5 standard range, so I could provide you that information, but I don't have enough views yet to get a press card to try out for you all. So right now I'm going off theoreticals, but if you all give me some likes and subscribes, tell your friends about it, maybe I will be able to get a press car from some of these manufacturers. And then the last thing I want to talk about this car is, since it has the 220 mile range and since the charging's fast-ish, and you can still do that, the 5 to 80 or 10 to 80 in 18 minutes, it's still possible to road trip in. It's not going to be as fast as the full battery pack version of the Ioniq 5, but it'll be good enough, and I think that you could easily road trip if you wanted to. I wouldn't do it all the time, but if you had to road trip, you could, and you would not be miserable, and you would not spend all of your life waiting at a charger. So Ioniq 5, it's a great car. I love it, and I think it's a really good option. But again, to bring it up again with these cars that are not manufactured in the United States, they might have to lower the price. We'll see. Hopefully they'll still sell, because they're great cars and they charge fast and they're made well. But I don't know what the average consumer is going to think about the price compared to the Bolt EV and the Bolt EUV and even the ID.4 that are all going to qualify for the tax credit. So we'll see what happens, but definitely a great option to get the Ioniq 5 standard range with the smaller battery pack and the lesser amount of range. So there's that. All right, my fourth recommendation for an affordable EV to purchase is the 2023 ID.4 standard range. Obviously, if you've been following me, you know that we currently have a 2023 ID.4 on reservation. It's waiting to be produced right now, which is super exciting. We are getting the bigger battery pack, but I think the small battery pack is right for a certain market of people. And I think those are individuals who just do daily commuting. They don't, drive over, I don't know, maybe 80 miles a day, and they can easily charge at home. I think that is a great demographic for this car. And if that's you, maybe you should check out the ID.4. So a couple things about it. The starting price is $37,495. So it's a pretty decent starting price. You can also spec it up, but it's about $5,000, and you get like all the nice stuff. The moonroof, the power lift gate, everything you would get in the Pro S. So that's definitely worth looking into as well. And one more thing with the price, I forgot to mention, the Volkswagens, because they're made in Chattanooga, Tennessee now, are likely to qualify for at least half of the tax credit. The battery is manufactured in the United States. I'm pretty sure it's Georgia, so just south. So it should get at least half of the tax credit. And what we're kind of all waiting to find out is the mineral content in the battery. Does it meet the qualifications to get the full tax credit? Most people think it won't. Most people think most EV companies won't, because they source their minerals from non-free trade countries, but we will see. So I'm thinking at a minimum, you're gonna get the $3,750 tax credit for your EV. And again, that tax credit can actually be used at point of sale if your dealer chooses to do that. The range is 208 miles, which is not great, but I think that's perfect for the daily commuter, and that's all you'll really need. I would probably not road trip. You could, but it would take a while, since the charging speed's not quite to the level of the ID.4 that I'm gonna be getting. And on that note, the charging speed is likely to be around 110 to 115 kilowatts. I got that based off of some of the sorry if you hear my dog snoring, she's right next to me. I did that based off of some charging tests I've saw regarding the ID.3, which has the same battery pack size of 62 kilowatt hours. So again, it's not going to be the 170 kilowatt speed that my ID.4 is going to get, but it's going to be good enough, especially for the daily driver, to charge up if you need to on a public charger. And yep. So again, I think that the 2023 ID.4 standard range, or they just call the 2023 ID.4, this is what it's called, or the 2023 ID.4S, are great options if you're looking for a more affordable EV. It's a little bit bigger than the Bolt and the Bolt EUV, but I think it's definitely right for the right person. And with the potential of getting at least half the credit, I think it might be a go for some people. So go ahead, put in your $100 deposit now and get on the wait list. All right, and coming in at number 1 on my recommendations, even though I would probably never drive it, even though the look is actually growing on me, but I'd probably never drive it, is the Chevy Bolt EV and the Chevy Bolt EUV. Price-wise, they're coming in very affordable at $25,600 for the Bolt EV and $27,200 for the Bolt EUV. And again, this is for the 2023 models. They dropped the price a lot for the 2023 models. These are likely to get at least half the tax credit that I'm aware of. We will see. Again, it's the sourcing of the minerals that is causing a lot of manufacturers to not get the full tax credit. So first off, the fast charging is slow. It's 55 kilowatts. It's not great. The Hyundai Kona Electric and the Kia Niro EV have much faster charging, and you're going to be waiting a little bit longer. People still road trip with their Bolts. Good for them, but I would never road trip in a Bolt. One thing that is good about the Bolt's charging, though, is the home charging can be as fast as 11 kilowatts if you have the right home charger. So that's pretty awesome, actually, and that's better than the Hyundai Kona and the Kia Niro EV. So that's worth considering, especially since if you have watched any of my videos, you know I think you should charge at home instead of charge at public chargers and leave the public chargers for people who are road tripping. But that's just me, or for emergencies. Next, the Bolt EV comes with 259 miles of range, which is great. And the Bolt EUV comes under that because it's a little bit bigger at 247 miles of range. Something that's pretty awesome about these two as well is you can go a little premium and get the Super Cruise, which on certain highways, it has a level of self-driving capability, which is nice. You still have to have your eyes on the road. You can't like not pay attention at all, but it's definitely nice and helps kind of reduce driver fatigue, which is a cool option. I'm not sure how much that spec is to get that, but it's probably worth it if you drive a lot. And lastly, which is the best part of Chevy, is the level 2 charger install they provide for free if you buy one of their EVs. So I mean, that's about I just got it priced out. It's about $1,500 including the purchase of the charger, and that's totally worth it. That's $1,500 free of off the price. And I mean, it's really hard to not get one of those cars if you're looking for an affordable EV, especially if you get the half the credit and you're paying 22 grand for a brand new car. I mean, it might be the option. And then I do want to bring up, I'm really excited about the Chevy Equinox EV. It's going to be very affordable. It's going to be under all of the SUVs in its class, and it's probably going to get the tax credit, and the charging is going to be, oh, sorry about that. And the charging is going to be pretty good as well. So I didn't put that on here yet because there's not really that much about it, but I will when it comes out, if I don't somehow like buy it myself, because I'm super excited about that car. All right, thanks again for tuning in. I hope I was able to help make some of your decisions if you're looking at different EVs, especially coming in 2023. I mean, it's hard to not choose the Bolt EV or the Bolt EUV. They're made well, the range is good, the charging's not great, but the home charging is amazing. You get a free level 2 charger. I think that might be the play. And you probably get half the tax credit, maybe the whole tax credit. We'll see how that kind of plays out. But that's that. Personally, for me, I would probably go with the Kona, just because I love my Kona. But they would have to lower the price. It's just it's really not competitive price right now, given the fact that the Bolt comes in so low and you can't get the tax credit. And again, that's my opinion. But when that car is kind of targeted at, it's like as a step below the Ioniq 5, and the price difference is only, was it $5,000? I think they have to lower the price, but we'll see. Or they need to raise the price of the Ioniq. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But I would probably go with the Kona. The Niro's cool. Maybe the Ioniq, but I think the Ioniq is just really good for people who want a nice looking car, kind of futuristic, and would like to road trip occasionally, because I think it could road trip well. Again, I'd love to test that if you're listening, Hyundai. So anyways, and lastly, the ID.4. I love the ID.4. I can't wait to have our ID.4. But that's definitely a good car for a daily commuter who wants a well-built German car. But I definitely wouldn't recommend that for someone who wants to do a lot of road tripping. I think the range is just not enough to do the road trips. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you could please like and subscribe below, helps me grow my channel, helps me bring you more content, and I'd love to bring you a lot more content, especially to do some more reviews of cars. Live reviews of cars would be awesome. So, thank you, and I will catch you all next time on The Average EV.